Well, that's the most dangerous man in Australia. No, the continent. Perhaps the world outside of the UFC. Let's chat about it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Eternal MMA 96 breakdown reaction. Oh my God, what was that? You know where it's at. My name is Mitchell Tinley, host of the Australian MMA podcast. Remember, if you like what we're chatting about, hit us up, YouTube, subscribe, buy the magazine. It's out now, but let's talk about what happened. Crazy event. I'm just going to ramble at you for the next however long this video says it is. I've recently just taken a gummy from my back. My back hurts, so if I end up rambling, you know why. Look, beautiful amateurs. Of course, Eternal MMA 96 took place at Gold Coast, Southport Sharks Centre. If you're not from there, you don't really know what Southport Sharks is. It's like a footy club, but it looks hell nice. June 21st, the main event, of course, Darcy Vendi defending his Eternal MMA middleweight championship against the challenger Blair Bratag. And we'll go through that. But firstly, I just wanted to run through sort of some results, some standouts. If you looked at the amateurs, that was just... Man, the level that some of these like young guys are, and they're so like crisp and clean. Big shout out to Daddy Ravioli. We had him on, John Aiello. He took on AJ Deep Singh from Absolute MMA. That was an absolute great performance. He didn't get the highlight reel finish that he wanted, but Daddy Ravioli, John Aiello, talks mad shit. You can go see our interview. He's a great dude, and yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch. Aiden Gould, of course, I've been singing his praises for a very long time. He got the victory as well. Helene Dayan, she's the only girl on the card. Her and Jasmine Nakora, she was an absolute standout as well. And there was plenty other guys. So I would go hit it up. Go to eternalmma.com. You click on the prelims, you chuck in your email, and you should be able to watch them. Now, bloody absolute stud of a show. The first 4 fights, there's 8 minutes of action. It's crazy. I don't think a single fight made it to 4 minutes. If I can run through the results as best I can, like I said, you can still see the main card UFC of Fight Pass. I go check it out. Eternal MMA 96. It's not out right now. I don't know. They must edit it or reboot it or some bullshit. But once the live stream stops, but it'll be up very, very soon if it is not here already. But running through the winners. Man, beautiful. Look, Jackson Weir-White taking out Alfred Stoddart in 10 seconds via KO. Fun fact, Eternal MMA 96 and Eternal MMA 95, the opening fights on the main card of both of those cards totaling 18 seconds. That is right, because Chili Con Carne, or whatever his name was, he knocked out prospect Khan Diata in 8 seconds, I believe, the Eternal record, if I'm not mistaken or haven't been corrected. But yeah, 18 seconds collectively in 2 opening fights into the main card. I mean, it doesn't get more exciting than that. And it kept going. We've got Randang, who you didn't even think was going to be on the card. He only got told about his opponent, and I guess his opponent only got told about him on, I think it was Monday. But Randang ended up beating Yusuke Sato, who... absolute stud himself. About 3 minutes 26, I think I had, into round number 1. He's going to be one to watch, Randang. Quinn Kelly took out Farhood, who weighed 2.3 kilograms over the weight limit. And Quinn Kelly, out of Integrated under the great Adrian Pang, took the fight, did not think twice. Farhood, credit to him, offered his entire purse. So he's going to get docked financially. And he went, you have my entire purse. And Quinn Kelly went, nah. And he went, I'll still take the fight. So that is an absolute G. And they had a bit of a shootout. It was probably 75-25, maybe even 80-20 Quinn Kelly's way. He did get caught with a few shots from Farhood, who will be back and will have, he's a hell of a character and a very exciting fighter. But the moment belongs to Quinn Kelly. He took out Farhood, TKO 90 seconds into round won. And look, that's it's quite the theme they had. We've got Ben the Wanderer Watson now. I remember him when when Eternal most recently went to Melbourne, which was like 5-6 years ago, when he took on Mitch Martin, one of the unsung bantamweight champs. I wish he'd come back one day. That'd be a few great fights for him there. But yeah, Ben Watson hasn't been in the cage, I think, just over 5 years. And he looked amazing, taking out Yuki, stay with me, Angdembi. Nice fight, but he ended up taking him out by submission via Kimura, technical submission, which means Yuki didn't tap. Peter Hickmont, I think it was, jumped in and just said, nah. Like that's, I heard it pop, I heard it snap, I heard something crackle. So I'm going to stop it. So 3 minutes 38 into round number 1. It's good to have Ben Watson back. He jumped on the mic. He's at 9-2, and he's like, come on, let's do this. And I don't mind that, He's got a really, really nice record. Take on someone like Matty Ian. I know he's got another fight, but I'm saying, like, you throw that 9-2 Ben Watson into any fight, and I think that's anyone's gonna love that. Now, moving on to a fight that didn't finish in the first round. Ethan Mitchell finally get the monkey off his back. He was 0-2. Everyone goes on about Jack Della, like Jack Della started 0-2. Jack Della started 0-2. Still not a place you want to be. But Ethan Mitchell could very well have been a guy that started 0-3, and that would have been remarkable if he then went on to the UFC, because that's almost like a death sentence. So I felt like he was kind of almost fighting for his career, and at such a young age. I think he's like 19, 20, maybe 21. So young. So to have been 0-3 really would have been an issue. But he ended up taking out Oscar Marlowe, who took out Jet Fisher, who was a bit of an up-and-coming stud as well previously at, I think it was Hex in November. So Oscar, absolute gun. I think it was 21 takedown attempts. And Ethan Mitchell just decided to throw the kitchen sink at him and walk away victorious. I couldn't be happier for that man. And he's had a few fights where he's had to pull out because of staph and all that sort of stuff. So he's had a tricky start to his career, but Ethan Mitchell definitely one to watch. We then moved on to the co-main event, and this man just might be the best bantamweight in Australia at 3-0. Matty Yarn took out Connor Burch, who was indeed the boogeyman. No one wanted to fight Connor Burch, and he showed why he is so sort of revered, and so people are so wary of him. But Matty Yarn's just special, man. Like, in a team full of absolute gangsters, quote unquote, he is like the most gangster. Even if you talk to everyone inside Australian top team, everyone says like Matty Ian is the toughest sort of inside and outside the gym, even though he's such a lovely spoken young man. Now, he went on to take out Connor Burch 1 minute and 5 seconds into round 3, I think it was. Submission, but he ended up getting the rear naked choke. He can just do absolutely everything and anything. He will now, because he's now the interim champion, he will now take on Kuya Ito. I think at the next Eternal, like in the Gold Coast, I think it's September. So we've got June 28th, we've got Perth. There's a bit of a gap. I want to find out why that is. But then in September, they'll be back, and that's when the Undisputed title will happen, which is going to be very, very exciting. Matty Ian, I think, runs through Kuya Ito. No disrespect. But I still think, like I said, I've said it 1,000 times, I think Rod Costa beat Kuya Ito, whether you agree with me or not, and I just think Matty Ian is going to be too much. Now, what I would like Eternal to do, and I know that you have to unify your titles first, and I know that you're all going to get mad at me and go, let him enjoy the moment, and I get that. And if I was talking to him, I'd be like, mate, just breathe, just relax, and just go enjoy Thailand, have a little holiday. However, the fan in me will not let that. Matty Ian versus Kasib Murdoch. Take my money. Just do it. I know you won't. I know it can't happen. To me, that is like the weirdest super fight because they're all both so young. I think both of them are 24. Matty's now 3-0. I think Kasib is 5-0, but really he's about 3-0. That would be my fight to make. So I think after, and this is being so disrespectful, so I do apologise, because I still think Kuya Ito versus Matty Ian is going to be a fun fight. I just think Matty Ian's going to be too much for him. I'm definitely going to watch it and give it all my money. But yeah, I would really like to see somehow Kasib Murdoch and Matty Ian run it, and winner of that is the baddest bantamweight not signed by the UFC. But yeah, Matty Ian, congratulations, Australian top team. Got to finish on a bit of a high. Amazing post-fight speech as well. Matty Ian's really good on the mic as well. And rounding it out, now this is what you all came to see, the usurper, Darcy King Vendi. But he's more than a king, an emperor. May as well be a god soon. He's the fucking real deal. Darcy Vendi is special. If he doesn't get signed to the UFC, I know they're still matching like the last week or two of Contender Series. If he doesn't get that opportunity, just put him straight in. Someone put in the comments the Australian DDP, Dricus Duplessis, and now I can't unsee it. Not only do they look the same, they kind of fight the same. Except I think Darcy is a little more crisp technically, and probably has better cardio. So there you go. I just compared the regional Australian middleweight champion and described him better than the UFC middleweight champion. Take that what you will. Now, Darcy once upon a time said that he reckons he could beat Kamaru Usman. This is a couple of years ago, and everyone groaned. There was memes about it. And I said this last time, but fuck, he's right. And the other guy I just mentioned, I'll probably get a few dislikes on this video for saying that, but I reckon Darcy's that good. I also reckon he dyed his hair. He dyed his hair. It looked darker. Also loved the homage to his coach and former Eternal MMA middleweight champion who never lost the belt and got screwed by the UFC because they're afraid of old people. He walked out to Working Class Man, which was Benny Johnston's walkout song. And to see Darcy Vendi do that, have their little moment after he got bloody tested by Blair Bretag, ended up knocking Blair out. I think it was the second round or the third. Nah, it was definitely the second, wasn't it? Oh, God, it's been a long night. But Blair put him down twice. That was the closest recently that I've gone to going, oh shit, Blair might do this. And let me tell you this now. Win, lose or draw, I don't care what his record is. Very similar to like an Alfred Stoddart, but times 10 recently. Blair Bretag has a puncher's chance against any man walking the face of the planet. I think he is one punch away from an eternal title shot at any time. He's a great dude. He works hard. He's only 27, so he's got plenty of time. And I think when Darcy moves on, I mean, I know Blair will want to probably to get one back, and I know John Martin Fraser will probably want that belt and all that sort of stuff. But, man, you could see Blair fight for a title within 2 fights. One more fight. Straight back in the... Like, that's how exciting he is. That's how good he is. His grappling looked incredible and improved, so he must have listened to those people in the comments and his DMs. But Blair, you'll be back. You're an absolute stud. I love how you handle yourself. But the usurper, which is someone who takes the throne that is not rightfully theirs, and that is such a wrong nickname. Because he is indeed the king. Although he should get fined $50,000 for the dance he did at the end. No, I actually think that was really sick. I thought it was really cool. I made it real. I'll probably get in trouble for it because it's like stolen footage. I'll probably get sued by the UFC. But it was amazing. Couldn't be happy for the man, Darcy Vendi. Honestly, following his story and his confusing sexual, non-sexual relationship with Daddy Ravioli, John Aiello, it's just a beautiful story. He really has like turned his whole character around, and it's really nice. Like if you chat to him, he like used to be like quite a dick, and he's just he's different. He reminds me of the era of like it was Mike Ricci and Rory McDonald when they were like on like UFC Countdown. They were like drinking wine and reading like books. He's an intellectual man. Kind of gets on himself for swearing. He's just different, man. He's good for the sport. I love Darcy. And I think he's really, really going to go far. And I think he's made a lot of fans over the last 6 months to a year. So I could not be happier for that man. But if he doesn't move on to the UFC, I give up. Eternal, that was probably the card of the year, unless I'm mistaken. And Eternal, just even with the young guys, like even with their guys, their roster getting like quote unquote like butchered by Road to UFC and the UFC. And they're like, oh, let's just chuck this like 2-0 guy, and there's 2-0 guy in there, and it's like one of the best fights, and they're two of the best bantamweights that have fought. Like their eyes for talent are incredible, and their ability to recast is really good. And I think that's a skill that goes unnoticed by a lot of people. But props to old Cam O'Neill and Ben Vickers, and then we have our times. But they two are really two of the best to have ever done it in this country. Now that I've said that, hopefully they'll let me June 28th in Perth to watch Eternal MMA 97. Now, guys, do like, subscribe, hit us up, Australian MMA _ on all your socials. Remember, buy the Australian MMA magazine, issue 1, Quill and Sourkild on the cover. Maybe come say hey, go to Eternal 97 and I'll be there, maybe, hopefully, at HPF Stadium, sorry, HPC in Perth, the High Performance Centre. But, mate, great card. Beautiful. That's what you want in a card. Early finishes through the card and then fight of the nights later on. But Darcy Vendi, the most dangerous man on the continent.